They seem nice. Assalamu alaikum, what's going on everybody? While Israel spends countless amounts of dollars spreading Zionist propaganda, blinding the world to its crimes, it's just funny how quickly their lies come crumbling to the ground as soon as they're put to the test. By the way, apparently this is crumbling. What is this, snowflake? I don't even know where this came from. Anyways, it probably came from a play that I was in when I was like in grade 6. Anyways, moving on. Recently, the racist, xenophobic, bigoted rally known as the Flag Parade. If you don't know what that is, long story short, Israelis pretty much go around marching and chanting, celebrating the illegal occupation since 1967 of East Jerusalem, which by the way is against international law. See, I told you they seem nice. So let's take a look at these beautiful chants that were made by the illegal colonizers of the so-called only democracy in the Middle East. Number 1. Oh, okay. We're off to a great start. Anti-Muslim chants, Islamophobia. What a way to begin. Hello? Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Yes, just a quick question to all Muslims. Were we under the impression that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was still alive? No? Okay, alright, cool man, cool, just checking, because I don't know, I just kept seeing this Zionist Israeli guy yelling, Muhammad is dead, like it's some sort of news. Oh, he meant that as an insult. Oh, but he's just too stupid to make an insult that actually makes sense. Okay, alright, got it. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Habibi. Assalamu alaikum. Moving on to number 2. Hold up. What did he just say? One more time, he is stupid. Yo, he actually said that. For people who don't understand what that is, the Nakba is the catastrophe, the disaster, the first mass ethnic cleansing and displacement of Palestinians in 1948 since the establishment of Israel, which resulted in the ethnic displacement and cleansing of 750,000 Palestinians, which till this day has resulted in 7 million Palestinian refugees who cannot go home. And Zionists in Israel have been denying this. They've been pushing this narrative so hard that the Nakba never took place. They're pushing it harder than Donald Trump pushes the letter G in China. China. However, as you can see, Israel's own settlers, they know it happened. They know the Nakba was real, very real, and they're warning of a second one. A second mass ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. You smell that? That's the smell of millions of dollars in Zionist propaganda burning into flames. Smells like barbecue, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're having barbecued truth with a side of sweet and sour marinated justice. Which takes me to number 3. Did you just say you're gonna send us to refugee camps? So first of all, you're admitting that Palestinians are here. And second of all, you're basing this off of the pre-existing knowledge that previously Palestinians were sent to refugee camps, you know, because of the Nakba, the catastrophe, the mass exodus, all of that, which you were threatening of the sequel, and how many of these Palestinians were placed in refugee camps in neighboring countries, and many of them till this day remain in refugee camps, where they legally, under international law, have the right to return, but according to Israel, they never will. So I know that all these Israelis chanting all these things, they think they're being cheeky, but really, all you're doing is you're exposing all the Zionist lies. And to that, we thank you. Which leads me to number 4. Nothing says freedom and democracy and equal rights like chanting for Zionist Jewish supremacy. Even though Palestinians living in Israel have already revealed and exposed how they are treated like second-class citizens, if not worse, and how black migrants to Israel have exposed Israel's severe racism. Yet somehow, it's so much more satisfying to hear it from the horse's mouth. Oh, and by the way, please do not take this out of context. Please do not assume that I am comparing these Israeli Zionists to horses, okay? I would never ever do that, because that would be very offensive to the horse. Oh, and let's not get into how Israel is an apartheid state under the definition of apartheid, but that deserves an entire video all by itself. Number 6. Hold up. One more time for the people in the back. So what I'm understanding is that, logically speaking, for something to have died, it means that it must have previously been alive. And according to said logic, that if something no longer exists, it means that previously it must have existed. Am I getting this right? In other words, what you're saying is there was a Palestine and Israel took it. This, once again, disproves the Zionist myth, the Zionist propaganda of Palestine being a land without a people for a people without a land. And honestly, I mean, 73 years of ethnic cleansing and displacement, genocide, occupation, apartheid, and still Palestine remains. And still Palestinians are here. And all the ethnically displaced Palestinians that you hope would just forget, well, their children and their grandchildren, yeah, all of us, we remember. Moving on to number 7. La wallah. The governments of these countries may be with you, but the population, the people of those countries, are still very much with Palestine. And speaking of Lebanon, by the way, which I was just there recently, this was one of the largest paintings I saw in Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. A painting of Jerusalem, Masjid al-Aqsa, Palestine, along with other symbols and signs in support of Palestine. Also, didn't Israel attack Lebanon not too long ago? Did y'all forget about that? So tell me again how much the Lebanese people love Israel. And finally, this brings me to number 8. الله يرضى عنهم يا رب الشباب. اعتقلوا المكانس. اعتقلوا المكانس. اعتقلوا المكانس. اعتقلوا المكانس. عمالك طيب. That's right. Palestinians are being prevented from cleaning. They can't even clean the mess that Israeli settlers are causing. And the weapons of mass hygiene have been confiscated. You know, the broom. This really makes you wonder. One side, the Israelis, they cheer when Al-Aqsa Mosque and trees around it are burning. They cheer when olive trees are burning, trees that take generations to bear fruit. They go on parades and rallies and chant filthy things, and they leave filth all over the floor, and then they leave. While on the other hand, you have Palestinians who are getting arrested, beaten, kicked out of the area in order for the racist, xenophobic, bigoted parade to carry on. They come back at the end to clean. It really makes you wonder, which side is treating the land like it's some colonized piece of property that doesn't belong to them, something they don't really care about, and their whole objective is simply getting rid of the indigenous populations, and which side is truly treating the land like it's their home, probably because it is. In conclusion, I find it satisfying that all the hate that Israel has for Palestinians is actually exposing all the Zionist lies that have been spewed for years. And it's only a matter of time before the rest of the world sees it as well. So to the new Israeli government, your recent bombings of Gaza, your continued ethnic cleansing and displacement of Palestinians in East Jerusalem and elsewhere, your attacks and raids and child kidnapping being used as a form of intimidation, all of these are being documented. All of these crimes are being exposed. And sooner or later, you will be brought to justice. Free Palestine.